Hotep, I am that I am. Some call me Heru, your modern monk, your cannabis fitness strategist. Back at it again, here with you, here for you. Tune up, tune in, as you have reached the maximum capacity of You Are the Gym podcast show. Billions in form per day. Keep the stupidity away. Welcome to You Are the Gym podcast show. Well, we will be exploring a little bit about your mental well-being with episode number 144, Reframing Your Reality. Yes, that's reframing your reality. We're going to be discussing a little bit about reframing and how it can help you improve on your reality. That's the whole point. This is a technique, reframing is a technique or a particular method from neuro-linguistic programming, or NLP, some may say, and some may use. I have been very interested and have been dibbing and dabbing in this particular field of neuro-linguistic programming. I think it has its benefits within our framework. So basically what we're going to be talking about is going into it. Reframing is a technique used in cognitive behavioral therapy. It involves changing the way you think about your situation and help you see the situation from a different perspective, and hope that you will definitely be more empowered from this. Empowered and have a more positive outlook with this technique that we're going to be discussing today. Like I said, you are here at You Are the Gym podcast show with your host with the most, Heru, the modern monk. So let's start by discussing what reframing is and how it works. So this is a technique that I think we tend to kind of discontinue, even though the professionals use it all the time. You got your Anthony Robbins, you got your Brian Tracy's, you have your compelling preachers, as you would really put it in perspective. Those who actually compel you to do something or influence you, or suggestions of thoughts that can take you into a mind frame to look at your situation or to look at certain scenarios or events in your life in a different frame of mind. So let's get on the same balance. What is reframing? Reframing is defined as a place, a picture, a photograph in a new frame, right? But we won't be discussing that aspect of it. We're going to be discussing a frame or express words or a concept or plan differently, how we're looking at things. What is the meaning of reframing? To frame something again and often in a different way. Tom has seasoned innovator, renovator, reframed in crooked doorways, right? So how is he looking at that particular doorway? Can he go about it in a different position or a different process, or looking at it at a different point of view or perspective, as the term we would definitely talk about later here in this discussion. Now, what is an example of reframing? One example of reframing is redefining a problem as a challenge. You know, this can be at your job, this can be with your children, this can be at a certain situation that you're coming up against. Even right now, I'm reframing my whole structure. You know what I'm saying? Literally reframing my whole structure. And what I mean by that, I'm taking a 6 months sabbatical, as the brothers and sisters would say, really from technology. Therefore, you may be hearing this podcast show a little later on in the future, but at the same time, I'm taking a different perspective and reframing my energy, reframing my knowledge, reframing my learning lessons that I have grasped over the years, the many years. So such a redefinition activates a different way of being. A problem has a heavy quality to it, while the notion of the challenges is relieving. Another example of an extremely important opportunity for reframing occurs during an angry interchange, right? Our differences with certain people that we have in our life. The job is giving you certain tasks that you're not familiar with. You know what I'm saying? And we'll talk more, and we're going to break more within this particular show how you can position yourself, how you can look at it, how you can have a different perspective on what you're working on to achieve, right? Or to finish the project. Reframing is a process of changing the way you look at a situation. That's neurolinguistic programming, reframing technique in a nutshell. It involves taking a step back from the situation and trying to see it from a different perspective. This can help you challenge on negative thoughts, certain beliefs, certain issues that you're encountering, especially when it comes to your upbringing, certain beliefs that don't are literally not really relevant anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because you have experienced something different. Therefore, your perspective is different. Should be, ideally, should be. Now, this can help you, or it can keep you stagnant, right? Because some of us tend to get in this reframing mindset, or not even using the reframing mindset, but we keep this perspective that is only done one way. This is the only way. I'm not going to go nowhere else. This is the only way it can be done. And most of the time, that's not even true within you. You know, like they always say, there's many ways to skin a cat. And why would you want to skin a cat? That's another question I always ask. We talked about this on a podcast show earlier, a couple years ago. But reframing can be a variety of situations. For example, if you're feeling anxious about a new job interview, you might reframe that thoughts by reframing yourself that you have the skills and experience required for the job. But at the same time, you're looking at, okay, if I don't get the job and I don't have the skills that are needed, how can I go about this too to be beneficial for you and the other, if that makes sense? Even asking more questions for yourself, amongst yourself. This is really the perspective of reframing. Asking the questions, going about certain processes or certain thoughts that will enable you to look at it in a different frame of mind or perspective. The concept of reframing your reality can seem daunting at first, but it's important to remember that it's not about changing the world around you, but rather changing your perception of it. Now, we're all experiencing certain aspects, certain shifts within our thoughts and beliefs within society, what's going on right now, economically, financially, mentally, spiritually, and however else you want to look at it. But these experiences are transforming as you move within that existence, right? Because thoughts are energy, right? Thoughts are energy. But some cases, those thoughts are not used in action if you don't take them in that perception, per se. Let me qualify that, what I just said. So basically, with that energy, you don't necessarily have to use that energy, right? You can sit on that energy and develop other energies that will actually work for you. Experiences. This is where experiences really pays off, right? Especially as you live through life, because life gives you what it gives you. You really don't have a choice when it comes to that. Life gives you what it gives you. It's just about how are you interpreting it? How are you processing it? How are you challenging it? Reframing allows you to see situations in a new light, and it finds opportunity where you might have previously seen obstacles, right? You might have a big challenge that comes up in front of you where this is a problem. And what can I do about it? It's kind of like conflict. A lot of us don't like conflict. We go through conflict and we don't know how to approach the conflict. Therefore, we ignore it. go about doing something else till it gets bigger and bigger till it blows up, especially if you're still in that way of that thought or that energy, right? While it takes some practice, it's definitely going to take you some practice, because life gives you that. And life is not fair, brothers and sisters. Even my younger brothers and sisters. Look, life is not fair. You're not going to always get that easy hitter, as they would say. Easy hitter. You're not going to always get that home run. It's going to be a couple fouls. 24/7. You're going to come across a bunch of challenges that is really going to test your intellect, is going to test your mind, is going to test every aspect of you, mentally, physically, spiritually. Your belief system, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely going to test you. And that's the whole point of what I'm talking about here, is reframing your reality. Going back to the drawing board, going to the plan. Because the funny thing is, the plan never works out. The plan have to be replanned. You feel me? You have to reframe. You have to restruct, right? Now, if all of us had it going on and we all had the analytical mindset like an engineer, now that might be questionable to an extent, but most of the time it's pretty solid when you actually build a solid foundation, my brothers and sisters, right? If you don't know, now you know. You are the Gym Podcast Show. We are here tuning you up and you're tuning in. Therefore, opening the mind, opening the thoughts and perspective, and using the energy to transform, right? To becoming a better you. That's what we're here for, to become a better you. Now, how can I help you? Those of you who feel in your mind that you need some help or some guidance, I don't have all the answers. And I don't claim I have all the answers, but I know I got a few questions that can rally up those answers, right? Because life shows you the answers. It's all about, are you tuning in? Are you tuning up? Reframing can be a powerful tool for improving your mental well-being, my brothers and sisters. You know what I have noticed a lot, even with these so-called homeless people, or homeless society, as I would say. A lot of them don't really understand that they have these problems. They really don't understand that it's actually visual, that it's there. But they really don't comprehend it, right? Their mental well-being has been so conditioned, as the brothers would say, conditioned. So it's been so played where they're accepting this play, as you would play in baseball, football, whatever, basketball, this certain play that has been played upon them, where they don't see no difference. They don't see a different perspective. Because one of the things I think the question is that they're not approaching, or people are not approaching them with the right questions. Why are you in this situation? Why do you want to stay in this situation? That's really the question. Why do you want to stay in this situation? Why do you want to stay in this condition? Is it responsibility? You don't want no responsibility? You don't want to be accountable for anything? What is it? What is it? So, help control your thoughts, help control your emotions, and lead to a greater understanding. And this is what reframing would do. It will help you create that resilience and that confidence to look at things in more deeper emotional connection. I asked a question to my financial advisors the other day. It was kind of interesting too, because I asked them, how do you disconnect emotionally with your finances, far as when you're making these particular steps to build your retirement? Not even retirement, financial independence. Let me go there. Just building financial independence. How do you emotionally remove yourself? A great book, Psychology of Money. His last name is Morgan. I forgot his first name, but it's Morgan. Go look that book up. Please read that book. That book is so powerful. Psychology of Money. And it talks about removing the emotional, because nobody's crazy, right? Nobody's crazy, especially when it comes to finances. Because we don't know if we want to do the stock market. We don't want to do if we want to do the real estate. We want to do the EFTs and all the gold, the silver, whatever else, a business. You know what I'm saying? You still got to kind of move the emotional disruption within our the behaviors, right? Certain behaviors that we tend to connect with money, especially if you haven't been taught or financial educated about money and how money is attracted, how money is so much abundance of money around us that we don't really pay it no attention because we're caught up in the materialistic aspect of it. What I got, what can I show off? I got my Lamborghini, but it ain't doing me none because I don't even get to drive the Lamborghini. I'm at work most of my time, occupying my time, right? I don't get to enjoy the fruits of my labor, as they would say. See, this is where reframing comes in, the reality, and this can be, like I said, reframing can be very daunting too. This can be a challenge within itself because it's a world around us that's changing every day on a daily basis. Your perceptions are changing, shifting your thoughts, your beliefs, and your power too. Where are you giving that energy? That's the thing. What I'm working on here in the next 6 months, I'm working within a realm where I'm getting away from social media. I'm going to fast. Started in May 1st, I'm going to be starting a serious fast, a 6-month fast. I will be doing my show. I will be adding my show to certain platforms, but I don't think it's going to be access to the people yet. So tune in and tune up and be ready because it's going to be very transformative, right? So we tend to go to these jobs, right? We experience these jobs where we got all this tasking going on, all these certain duties they have us doing. But the one thing is, we don't ask the questions. We're not asking questions. We're not taking it and breaking down, making these tasks more manageable. And that's the whole point of reframing. Asking yourself, what do I need to do? How do I need to go about this? What are the steps that I need to do to complete this project? And not just this project, but within myself, within yourself. Building the frame, getting the information that you need or trigger the information that you need to make the outcome a more successful outcome or the results that you truly are seeking, right? And like I said, it can be overwhelming. Experiences within life can be crazy, right? They up and down, up and down. As they say, the flow. Yeah, and certain people tend to have the flow and always successful, right? You always see some of the people that's very successful. I like what Patrick Bay David, I can't even say the brother's name, Value Tame, and he had mentioned like the success rate of like Donald Trump. That's probably a bad example, but he has been relevant for all these years. He was using those particular people. Snoop Dogg, he's another good example of staying relevant within society. Cheech and Chong, they're relevant within society all these years. Think about it, staying relevant and staying successful within these tiers that they're able to hit. That's what's so funny. And don't take me wrong, they have their problems. I mean, Hillary Clinton, we know she had her issues too, but she's staying relevant. You feel what I'm saying? These are certain things I think we don't really think about, but at the same time, these are the things for you to actually comprehend within yourself. Who are you? As the brother Malcolm X asked, what's your name? You don't speak this language. This language is not of you, right? We have learned these structures. We have been conditioned with these particular parameters. But at the same time, it's unlimited. A lot of things is unlimited, right? We know gravity, obviously. We can't fly unless we're in a flying a piece of equipment or something like that, an airplane, a helicopter, yada, 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 jet plane, right? Or some type of apparatus. Even though consciously our thoughts can fly, I can be in mentally, spiritually, I can, what is it? When brothers talking about mentally, telepathy. You know what I'm saying? We have that ability. We all have that ability. We just don't use the tools. Clairvoyant, we have the tools, but we don't use the tools because we have been distracted, right? And that's the whole point of reframing, restructuring. You even within your life, you know, going back to even your religion, thinking about your religion, restructuring your religion, getting an understanding of that, even though I'm not a component of religion, because I think religion has its place, but then at the same time, it's above. Spirituality is the next level. It takes you to the next level of connecting with who you are becoming. You are the God, you are the goddess, right? You have that ability. Don't tell me a book is telling me what I need to do and this is how I need to roll, or some man is telling me I need to be doing this, I need to do that. But then at the same time, he pulling pranks and she pulling pranks and doing all this other crazy stuff and getting these results. We think are results. Oh, that's good. He's rich. This, that, and the third. Reframe your thoughts. Reframe your understanding. Reframe your reality. Your perspective. Get a deeper understanding of who you are, what you becoming. Have a purpose. Have a purpose. You have the purpose. The purpose is there. It's just about aha moment. You have to go forward. You have to do the steps that are needed to reframe, to understand that purpose. You know I'm here for a particular reason. I'm talking to you. You feel me? I'm talking with you. I'm not talking at you. I'm talking with you. These are the thoughts that are resonating from this energy. You feel me? This is transformational energy. I'm here to help guide those who are willing to get on the path of wanting to take themselves to the next level within themselves. I'm not your chosen one. I'm the chosen one within me. You're the chosen one within you. But this is the process. These are the steps to bettering you. That's why meditation is very detrimental. You have to meditate. You have to pray. You have to put this energy in the ether, because the ether is there. The soul is there. The spirit is there. The energy is there. The Lord is there. The God is there. However, Yahweh, whatever phrase you want to use, is there. You just have to tap back into it. As they say in yoga, link back, right? Link back. These are the elements, reframing your reality to come back to an understanding of what your purpose was when your parents birthed you or brought you in this existence or in this dimension, right? We know this dimension. We know this is heaven. We know this is hell. It's what you manifest. Oh my goodness. Y'all not feeling me. I don't think y'all be feeling me. Y'all not understanding this. And I'm not preaching. So get that out your mind. I'm not preaching. I'm just resonating or giving the energy that is actually relieving through me. I always said this, and I've been saying this for years. I feel like I feel like I'm a reincarnation of Gandhi. Literally. I feel like I'm a reincarnation of Gandhi. You know, this brother impacted 200 million people. And we're talking about, well, the phone was invented, but it wasn't like it was. What they was actually, matter of fact, they was tapping on the, they was tapping back then. Right? Think about it. Think about it. This brother was, it was through written word, the discipline of this brother Gandhi. Forgive me. Let me get a drink. If you don't know, now you know. You Are the Gym podcast show, live and direct with you, touching bases with you. Like I said, if you those of you who are actually need somebody to talk with, need some things, need some questions that you need answered, I may have that answer. You can reach me at 206-659-6382, as well as email youarethegym@gmail.com. And those of you, you know I'm selling. So purchase. I do have merchandise, t-shirts, even got some coasters made. I got a few bags made up and some other elements that you can actually add more value to yourself. I also created and developed these online courses. I got 2 at the time right now on how to take possession of your own mind and stop wasting time. That actually takes you to a mindset, to building that reframing structure, right? Because this is what it is. It's perception. It's transformative. This is what we need, especially in today's society. Because everybody's looking for the answer, and the answer's within you. Oh my goodness. We're looking outside. That's what the problem with religion. Religion is outside of you. Okay, there's the definition. Religion is outside of you. Spirituality is within you. Oh my goodness. Y'all not ready for that. I think that's too heavy. I'm pulling that Manly P. Hall on you, or that Napoleon Hill, or that Dr. York. No ego here. Just resonating on a high frequency that the universe have been allotting to me, right? Because it's about personal growth. If you don't know, it's about personal growth. In our daily bread, as they would say, in our daily bread, it's about personal growth. Enlightenment, right? Reframing of understanding you, your reality. This is a powerful tool. I'm telling you guys, this technique, this neuro-linguistic technique is a powerful tool. You know, Anthony Robbins is well known for these particular techniques, reframing. He talks about that in Unlimited Power and all his books. Matter of fact, in all his books, he literally talks about some type of neuro-linguistic training or manifestation or methods. And reframing is one of those key elements. Even though it's a lot of other tools that I think we need to incorporate within our growth, right? You know, even certain basic success principles that I'm going to be talking about in my new book, Confessions of the Mind of an Athlete, Confessions of the Subconscious Mind of an Athlete, Overcoming Resilience. Tune to that. That's going to be powerful. And it's going to be broke down in volumes. I think I'm going to actually have like maybe 4 volumes at the most, I'm thinking. But it'd be broke down bite pieces, little bite pieces, micromanaged pieces, where it will be lessons, but at the same time it's going to be broke down where you can comprehend and user friendly, as they would say. Something user friendly like Facebook. Click, and push. Push and click, or whatever you want to call it. So, reframing your reality is about understanding that the way you perceive the world around you affects your thoughts, emotions, and actions. That's why I was talking about to my financial advisors. How do you disconnect the emotional contact or the emotional results from your finances? Right? If you want to, for example, you want to do stocks and bonds, say, or not just stocks and bonds, just stocks. You want to start investing within a particular company. For example, Under Armour. Now they're selling like at $7.26 right now currently. Do I really want to invest in them? Do I really want to put my money in there? And do I want to look at the long term? Right? Long avenue. And they're talking 10 years, at least 10 years, to really respect the exchange, if you really want to talk about the benefits of the stock market. Usually 10 years. 10 years you kind of see the results. Even though the last 10 years have been interesting. And this next 10 years, be ready, brothers and sisters. Because it's going to be a whole, what they say, roller coaster ride. We're seeing it right now with the interest rates skyrocketing, right? Housing market is off the chain. Car loans are off the chain, right? Right? Even student loans is just ridiculous. We don't even want to talk about student loans because it's kind of interesting how we still haven't, as a society, we still haven't really even come to the concept, do we really need these universities? Far as the information that they're given, because what's happening is the rich, the wealthy are changing the structure of the universities, right? So it's so expensive where the only people who can afford it can't afford it, period. So therefore, you have the poor or the broke trying to afford it with all the loans. And literally, and they'll give you a loan in a heartbeat. Them student loans, they'll give you a loan in a heartbeat. But then they don't have nothing to combat that. How are you able to benefit from that loan and take it to the next level? See, it should be something within the schooling where the schooling provides you with a particular amount of money, right? Or allotted money, long as you hitting the parameters. You're hitting the certain goals of that schooling or that particular area of business that you're in, that you want to get that degree in. And stop allowing, this is another thing, these universities need to stop allowing just putting you in these stupid ass courses, excuse my language, they putting you in these courses just to get your money. Literally. Oh, you got to qualify this, qualify that. You figure if you graduated from high school, you should be you should already be beneficial there, not going through a SAT scores and all this other stuff. Oh, so how are they evaluating? Most people evaluate themselves of how they perform within their study methods, right? I'm throwing some game to y'all. Y'all not even, I don't even think y'all even paying attention to what I'm saying. Because you can learn anything and everything at the library. You feel what I'm saying? And pick up a few mentors on the way. Mentors that are actually going to benefit you. That's going to give you some time. You know, and usually you got to actually take the time from a mentor. You know what I'm saying? Go do an intern with the mentor. You know, show them that you're interested in what they're doing. That's where you get the benefit. Oh, the mentors are not doing, you know, because we seeing that on a downfall. But the whole point of even with what I do, I interview certain industries that I want to be involved in. How can I better myself by really duplicating an understanding or a learning method that can benefit me or you, right? But consciously choosing to change the lens through which you view a situation can transform negative thoughts into positive ones and gain a new perspective of life, right? So you have that ability. So why are you wasting it? Why are you waiting for Jesus to open up the clouds? He's not coming no time soon. You know why he's not coming? Because he's already within you. Everybody talk about the ending of the world. Yeah, the ending of the world is your life. That's your life, the ending of your life, your world, your reality. That's why you have to take on a perspective or a new perspective of a reality of you, how you looking at things. You have to change it. That's what life is about. It's about change, behaviors, mentality, beliefs, belief, all these other elements that we don't really take care of. Or manifest, because we're not doing enough meditation. We're not doing enough praying. We're not doing enough transformation. Right? That's the reality. The process involves acknowledging your limiting beliefs, your challenges that are valid, right? Challenge even validations, right? Validate. I don't need to hear from a so-called manager to tell me what I can do and what I can't do, right? I don't need that validation. I know the ability I have by working more on my soft skills. Like I said, I know my reality is to be able to communicate with my client, with my patient, with my customer, with my significant other, to be able to communicate, to understand, here's the expectations, here's the values, here's the morals, here's the ethics that resonate. Okay, if I have to adjust some things, yes, we're going to make some adjustments. But I don't need no permission. That's the thing. This is the problem what we have within our society. We're looking for permission in the wrong places. You know what I'm saying? Outside of ourselves. Most of the time we need to be inside of ourselves. Inside. Huh? By doing so, you can create a new narrative, right? You creating your own reality that is more aligned with your goals and your values, right? Even though they're constantly changing, but at the end result, even though it's really no end result, because you're constant. Like I was telling a brother this morning, I said, whatever in me is something that's driving me to do the things that I'm doing to betterment, to put me in a better situation, right? To drive me. The universe is like, wake up, meditate, add value, give value, right? The power of reframing lies is another ability to shape your perception of the world, in turn, and shape your own reality. And look, brothers and sisters, it's going to take practice, persistence, and consistency. But time can be on your side. But one of the things is everything's urgency, right? We're in this reality, everything's urgency in some cases, not the homeless brothers and sisters. They don't care about no urgency. You can tell they're content. They're complacent. They're happy where they are at. Yeah, they want to get some handouts. See, and that's what the universe is not there for. I don't think the universe is there for the handout. The universe is asking you in as much abundance, brothers and sisters. There's no limit on the money, right? There's no limit on the knowledge. There's no limit on the beliefs. There's no limit on anything. You do that. You and yourself is doing that. You're limiting the you. You're limiting in the you, right? Time. You feel me? You can change it. How you see the world. How you create more fulfilling life. You can change that. You have that ability. It's all in your hands, as I used to quote all the time. I forgot where the quote comes from, but I said, you know what? The future's in your hands. And you know what? The past is in your hands. And the present is in your hands, right? You have the ability, yes or no? Make the choices. The choice is yours. You have the power. So how can we use this reframing in our everyday lives? Here are some tips. Identify negative thoughts, right? This reframing technique, a neurolinguistic method. Identify negative thoughts. The first step in reframing is to identify the negative thoughts or beliefs that are causing you distress or stress, right? What is the problem? That's the key thing. What is the problem? What are the issues that you're working with within your mindset? And it don't even have to be a problem. It can be a solution, right? It could be something that your happiness within yourself, right? You have to make that happen. Nobody else can do that for you. So stop relying on others to make you happy. You have that choice to be happy or not to be happy. I got a gentleman I work with over there at Home Depot. He calls himself Mr. Happy. You feel me? Calls himself Mr. Happy. And I'm all about happiness too. Let's keep it moving. You feel me? Because it's all about how you interpret it. How you interpret it. I'm not saying every aspect is going to be happiness, because you're going to have your ups and downs as well. But that's the reality. What's your reality? Change your reality. Once you have identified these thoughts, you can begin to challenge them and look for more positive alternatives or examples. See, nobody has no excuses today, because you can go online all day, every day. You can scroll down Instagram. You can find positive things going on. YouTube, all these different formats you can find, even with some family members. And that's another thing I want to talk about with the family members, far as family members and good friends, so-called friends that are not very supportive, right? Not very supportive. And it don't need to be, it can be and it should be. If I'm benefiting, if you getting any value from what I'm actually speaking on, helping others. And shout out to those of you who have been supporting, have been benefiting from these, speeches, or however you want to look at it, my thoughts that I've been sharing, even with my publications and my YouTubes and all the other information that I've been sharing. Shout out to you. But at the same time, we're going to talk a little bit about that too, because it is kind of mind-boggling. Okay, what do you have to do? Do I have to become a Jeff Bezos? Do I have to become an Elon Musk before anybody wow, that brother's influence. That brother's doing it. He's making it happen. What, do we have to be financially savvy to be able to be like, wow, that brother's impacting, he's influencing, he's changing people's lives. I got to be a pastor? What do you got to do to be, instead of being a good man, being a good person, what I got to do? I got to be negative so people can get an eye opener. I don't have no ego. Me personally, I don't care about the ego. The ego is not going to get me anywhere, right? The ego's not going to get me anywhere. I know what I need to do, but I'm like, who are the people? Where's my mastermind? Who are the people who actually energize it when you can come and talk to that brother or that sister on a weekly basis, or even once a month, where you're actually elevating each other, helping each other, taking each other to the next level? That's what a significant other should be doing. That's the point, right? The conditioning, the mindset, the betterment, how we can benefit from each other, not taking from each other, but benefiting, valuing each other, expectations, boundaries, right? My second aspect tip: look for evidence. Look for others. When you're feeling negative or overwhelmed, ask the question. Seek out for the knowledge. You got podcasts all over the place where people are talking very positive. And look, I may not be that person that you touch bases or we connect. Okay, so be it. But it's somebody out there that you can relate to. You feel me? It's somebody out there that's going through the same situation you going through and have a solution, my brothers and sisters, because it's there. It can be easy to focus on the worst case scenario like we tend to do. However, this often leads to increased anxiety, stress. Instead, try to look for evidence that challenge your negative thoughts. For example, if you're worried about failing an exam, remind yourself of times when you had success, right? In similar situations. That's what you want to do with reframing your mindset, reframing your reality. Now, reframing your thoughts. Once you have identified the negative thoughts and look for evidence to challenge them, you can begin to reframe your thoughts. This involves finding a more positive, realistic way of looking at your situation. If you're feeling anxious about a job interview, You know what I'm saying? Usually you pretty stressed going into that job interview. But the point is, a lot of times you don't have to be stressed and having the confidence because you know you have the skills to be successful at this particular job, right? And I'm just using that as an example, or any other example or event that you have encountered in the last, what, 30 days. Now, practice gratitude, right? This is another thing I think we don't really do. I have a program that I incorporate where I do practice gratitude. I'm actually very grateful. I call it grateful, right? Gratitude, but it's a particular journaling technique. Artist way is like just writing out your thoughts. Just write your thoughts out. And I'm always putting I'm thankful for or I'm grateful for, right? And I'm usually putting that out. And I'm grateful for even having this platform to be able to speak to you, speak with you. You know what I'm saying? And kind of give you some understanding of what's going on within me, but at the same time within what is resonating within me at this particular time when I'm actually phrasing or coming in with these titles of these podcast shows, of the blogs, of certain things that I'm passionate about, like stop wasting time. This is another thing that I think we tend to do because we procrastinate so much. But I think procrastinating has become a societal behavior because of all the fast gratification scenarios that we have in today's society. So we tend to put things off. We put it off, we put it off, we put it off till it grows till it grows to something that we cannot recognize. Then then we have to accept it, or in some cases we don't accept it. It's too big, and then we don't want to do anything. You know, take the time each day to focus on things that you're grateful for. You know, the positive aspects: food on your table, roof over your head, a job in some cases, right? Getting the funds that you need, getting the savings that you need. A lot of us are economically broke, hands down broke, but living like we're rich, right? We're living like we're rich, but we're broke mentally, physically, spiritually. You feel me? So it's time to start reevaluating your situations, reevaluating your reality, reframing your reality to start improving on these outlooks. So I want to give you 3 steps right now, today, what you can use in the next hour, minute, second, day, the next 30 days. But see, you must make these a behavior. You must make these a behavior. Make it a habit. Make it a part of your structure. Living the truth. So 3 steps to reframing your reality by using reframing techniques. Certainly, here are 3 steps you can follow through to reframing your reality by using this reframing technique. Identify your negative thoughts, as we talked about earlier. The first step is reframing your reality. Identify that negative thought that is causing you distress. This is what you want, right? So I'm kind of rehashing what I talked about earlier. Challenge your negative thoughts. Identify your negative thoughts. Find evidence where it's supporting these negative thoughts to become true to what you want, that reality of what you want, right? And what you want is always going to change, my brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have to keep on keeping on, as my grandma used to say. Keep on keeping on, right? Because your goals are always going to change, right? You're always going to benefit. You're always going to move forward. You should be moving forward. Yeah, you're going to get kicked backwards every once in a while because life does that to you, right? This reality or this dimension does that to you. This helps you see things in a more balanced and realistic way. That's really what it's coming down. Reframe your thought. The whole point of this is reframing your thoughts. You have to put good things in to be able to regurgitate the good things, right? As they say, karma. Karma may exist, karma may not exist. So be it. Whatever you may say, this is very debatable. But it's an understanding. Stop limiting your beliefs. Stop limiting your mindset. Stop limiting your reality. Because there's many ways to at life. And all the great seasayers or soul-sayers or sages or whoever you want to look at, gurus or whatever, they saying the same thing, brothers and sisters. I'm not saying anything new here. Reframe your reality. By following these steps, you can begin to reframe your reality and improve your overall well-being, your overall mental, your spiritual, your physical. Get out there and start working out. Get your physicality up. Get out there. Do you. Get your shit right. Excuse me, I told y'all I wasn't gonna be cursing anymore. Forgive me. But it's some things I think we need to get over. Get in the mind. Get in the body. Get in the soul. Identifying that. Adapt. Adapt to the challenges. Want to do better. Get you better. Look, we're getting older, right? We're getting older, but I'm getting younger. That's the whole point. I'm older, but I'm getting younger. I'm moving younger. My body's looking younger. I'm feeling younger. I'm eating younger, right? I'm going to live a long time, my brothers and sisters. Period. Hands down. In this conclusion, remember, reframing takes practice, but with a lot of time and effort. I'm telling you, a lot of time and effort. So make it a natural process. Make it a part of your thoughts, right? Thoughts is energy. Make that energy a part of your lifestyle. Do better to get better, right? Or get better to do better, right? Put positive information in your mind. Put positive information in your thoughts. Resonate on meditation. Resonate on prayer. However you want to look at it. Long as you get in the thoughts. Look, and I haven't even heard of, I know it's got to be a book out there. Something out there that talks about what these Fords, Henry Fords, Edisons, and, many of the great, I guess I wouldn't even say, tycoons, all these tycoons, these Andrew Carnegies and, all these great wealth builders over the years. Yeah, they exploited a lot of people. But one thing they do have in common? These brothers meditated. Yeah, and they probably was on some psychedelics. They probably was on some shrooms. You know what I'm saying? They probably was on LSD. However you want to look at rapé, they might have been on some, ayahuasca, right? Whatever it may have been, right? But my point is DMT, however you want to phrase it, however you want to look at it. These brothers were on a whole nother level. But look at the discipline. Look at the discipline. I'm sure Elon Musk is doing it. I'm sure Jeff Bezos is doing it. Steve Jobs was known for LSD, right? And they just came out with a new book he just wrote. Ask Steve or something like that. After Steve, that's what it's called. Definitely. Take some time for you. You should be taking time for you in general. Stop running around trying to be the hero for everybody. You got to be the hero for yourself. Then everything else will fall in place. Take it back, link back to you. Reframe your thoughts. And as I would say, take care of you. You're the priority, not that job, not your children. You're the priority. Get you right. Get you right. Your children gonna be all right. They gotta live this life too. Like Chris Rock was saying, nobody care for you. You got to get your stuff together. When you're resonating on a high frequency, everything else is going to fall in place. That's guaranteed. That's what this universe is for you. Gaia, Mother Earth. You feel me? Africa. But until next time, tune in, tune up. As we say, peace. Hotep to y'all.